Hello, here is how you can complete the study guide or work through the study guide for our test on Friday. So it says which equation represents how to find the product for the array. Well, so what we do is we look at what array we have. So here we have 4 rows, 5 columns, and 2 columns with 4 rows. So the equation for this array would be 4 times 5. We know that those parentheses just mean groups. Plus, this array would be 4 times 2. Okay, see how we do that? We have 4 columns on both of them. We're trying to find the total product, so we have to add those together. We find the number that has that, and so we have 4 times 5 plus 4 times 2, which is the equation that we wrote. Which expression is equivalent to 5 times 9? This was a mistake on my part, so your child may say 4, because what I do is I take our test, print it, and then change some numbers so that you have a study guide of exactly what you're going to see on the test. And I think that's the most fair way that we can do this. Okay, so which expression is equivalent to 5 times 9? Well, this number is not going to change. We're going to break this 5, and 5 can be broken into 1 plus 4, or 3 plus 2, or any version of that. So we could have 1 times 9 plus 4 times 9. This is the distributive property. We could also have 3 times 9 plus 2 times 9. So now we just need to look and see which one shows that. Obviously that's B. They could also say, okay, these are not both times 9 or both times 5. Can't be it. These are both times 9. 4 plus 1 does equal 5. That could be it. These are not both times 5 or both times 9. Can't be it. These are both times 9, but 4 plus 7 does not equal 5, so that cannot be it. So we have B as our option. There are several ways to solve this. Number 3, they should cubes this because they see that it's a word problem. Blake buys 8 sets of books. Each set has 5 books. How many total books did Blake buy? So I start off by circling the numbers in their units. That's 5 sets, 5 books. U is underline the question. How many total books did Blake buy? B is box keywords. So we know that each set and total would be our keywords. E is evaluate, eliminate, write an equation. There is nothing that we need to eliminate. So we do not have the total, so we could be doing addition or multiplication, but we are making equal groups, so that's going to be multiplication. So we do 8 times 5 equals something. Now they could use whatever strategy works best for them to solve this. It could be a T-chart, could be an array, could be skip counting, it could be equal groups, whatever works best for them. I'm going to give different strategies for each one. So here I'm going to do 1, 5. 5 is easy to count by. So we're going to do our T-chart, go all the way down to 8. Now I count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So it would be 40 books. Again, they can use whatever works for them. If they just know it, that's fine as well. Okay. Moving on. For 4, we have another word problem, so we're going to cubes it. Stephanie and Jim are helping fix a fence. They buy 3 boxes of nails for $6 each. How much do they spend on nails? C stands for circle the numbers in their units, so it's 3 boxes and it's $6. Some of them may have circled each, but that is not the unit for 6. So we're just circling $6. U stands for underline the question. How much do they spend on nails? B is for box keywords. Here it would be each. And boxes. Boxes we know means groups. E, evaluate, eliminate, and write an equation. There's nothing here for us to eliminate, so we're going to write an equation after we evaluate it. We do not have the total, so we're going to be doing addition or multiplication, but each tells us that's multiplication because it's equal groups. So we're going to do 3 times 6 equals something. Again, I'm just using different strategies. So you could do group of 3. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. So it is $18. I don't care what strategy they use, as long as it helps them. Next, when we say we have what completes the equation, 4 times something equals 24, you can flip this around to be 24 divided by 4 equals something. Okay, this could be an array. You could do whatever. Okay, you could do a T-chart, whatever you want to do. I'm going to build an array here, so we're going to have 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could build 4 arrays. 4 columns or 4 rows. I'm choosing to do 4 rows. And now I count up until I get to 24. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Count my columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is C. Okay. Our next one is another word problem. We have Maria buys 7 packages of hair bows with 4 bows in each package. How many hair bows does Maria buy in all? All right. C stands for, circle the number in their units, 7 packages, 4 bows. U is underline the question. How many bows does Maria buy in all? B is box keyword. So each package or each and in all. All right, so we have nothing to eliminate, so we do not have the total. That means we're going to be adding or multiplying, but we are making equal groups with that word each. So we are going to do multiplication, and we have 7 times 4. Your kids may know the 7 song. 7, 14, 21, 28, and we stop. That's 4. So our answer would be 28 bows. Okay. Now, the next one, for some reason, when I copied it, it did not do a great job of copying the color, so I colored this in. It says, what is the area of this rectangle? And there are 2 ways that you could do this. You could count the boxes, 1, 2, 3, all the way up, or you could do, okay, this is 3, this is 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 3 and 9. So 3 times 9 equals something. They could do 9 times 3. They could count the boxes. I don't care which way they do it. But we know that that is 27. So it would be, the area is 27 square units. Okay. Next up, what is the area of the window? Well, we know that area is length times width. So our length is 6 inches times 10 inches. Multiply by a 10, put your 0 at the end. So it's going to be 60. Okay, so the area is 60 square inches. Because we're going to be typing it in, they can just put 60, that's fine. If they put inches squared or square inches, that's perfectly fine as well. Okay, fill in the chart. Here they're going to just be using their count by 5s. So 5 times 0 we know is 0, 0 property. 5 times 1 is 5, identity property. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. This is count by 5s or have it memorized. Bo is creating a garden. It is 7 yards long and 5 yards wide. What is the area of his garden? C, circle the units. So 7 yards, 5 yards, the numbers in the units. U is what is the area of his garden? B is area, long and wide. Okay. E, evaluate, eliminate, write an equation. There's nothing to eliminate. We're finding area, which means that that is length times width. So we're going to do 7 times 5 equals something. So I could skip count. I could go 5 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Again, I'm just modeling different options we have. Okay, so 35 yards, square yards. Okay, we have a problem up here. Fred uses a rag to wash his car. The area of the rag is 20 square inches. What could be the length and the width of the rag? This is cubes, again, because it is a word problem. We know that this is 20 square inches. What could be the lengths? Length and width. Keywords, box, and choose all that apply. Okay, what could be the length and the width? Excellent. E, we're going to evaluate, eliminate, write an equation. There's nothing to eliminate. As we evaluate it, we realize that it's asking us what could be the two factors. And so we're going to have 20, which one equals 20? Okay, so let's see, 7 times 5 equals 35. 5 times 9 equals 45. 2 times 10 equals 20. And 4 times 5 equals 20. So C and D would be our correct answers. Choose all that apply means that there's going to be more than one correct answer most of the time. Okay, so here it says the diagram shows the floor of Matt's closet. That 1 square is equal to 1 square foot. What is the area in square feet of the floor of Matt's closet? So here you could do, here's 3, here's 4. So you could do 4 times 3 or 3 times 4. You could count the boxes, the squares, whichever way you want to do it, that's fine. But we do know that that equals 12. And so it would be 12 square feet. Again, they could have square feet or feet squared. Either way is fine. But when we type it, we're just going to type the number in. Down here, this one's a little difficult. You've got to read the whole question before you answer it. The shaded part of the figure has an area of 14 square units. What does a square represent? And I'm going to pull this in just so it matches. What does a square represent? So this one is not actually asking us what is the area. It's saying that what does this represent if the area is 14? If you count them all, there are 14. So that means we have 14 times something equals 14, or 14 divided by 14 equals something. Either way. And we know that that number is 1 due to the identity property. So each square is equal to 1 square unit. Okay. The next is simply vocabulary. Match the vocabulary to the word. Row. A row goes left to right. It is, just draw a line because we can't drag and drop here. A column goes up and down. All right. Match the vocabulary to the definition. The area around a shape, the area, the wall of the shape, it goes around, that is perimeter. The outside of the shape. The space a shape takes up, the floor of the shape, the inside of the shape, the surface of the shape, that is area. There are a lot of ways to describe area. Okay, here it says match the definition to the equation. It should be the vocabulary to the equation. Length times width, we use that to find area. Length plus width is what we use to find perimeter. Okay, and then I'm going to add a question, something that should be pretty easy. It's just another vocabulary question, and it's something that we've worked on for quite a while. So we have IP, which is identity property, ZP, zero property, CP, commutative property, AP, associative property, DP, distributive property. So IP is identity, anything times that times 1 is that factor. Okay. ZP, any factor times 0 is 0. CP, the order can change, but the product is the same. Associative property is that the groups can change, but the product is the same. And we kind of associate that with parentheses because that is just changing the groupings. And DP is distributive property. You decompose a factor to make multiplication easier. Then they should have down at the bottom an actual example of each one. So 1 times 5 equals 5. 5 times 0 equals 0. This could be 5 times 3 equals 15, or 3 times 5 equals 15. See, the order of the factors has changed, but the product is the same. If we had 5 times 3 times 2, we could do 5 times 3 times 2 equals 30, or 5 times 3 times 2 equals 30. See how the groups change, where instead of grouping 5 times 3, here we're grouping 3 times 2. And distributive property, here is where we could do 6 times 5, and we could break or decompose 6 into 1 plus 5, 1 times 5 plus 5 times 5 equals 5 plus 25 equals 30. Okay, so it's all just different ways. But there you go. If you have any questions, please reach out. But they will have this test on Friday.